Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ari and today I wanted to share with you a very deeply personal and important story, and it is about my ectopic pregnancy. I hope by doing this that I get to raise awareness, provide some kind of support, and as someone who's going through the ectopic pregnancy, and if you're affected by it, I hope that I can give you some kind of information and support. So if you or you know someone who has been affected by ectopic pregnancy, or if you're just curious to know what it is all about, tune in because we're going to dive into a very heartfelt and informative discussion. So ectopic pregnancy is when a fertilized egg implants itself outside of the womb or the uterus and starts growing. So this can be really life-threatening because our other organs doesn't support the fetus growth, and what that can do is it can rupture and cause a lot of internal bleeding and can be life-threatening. So this can never progress into a normal pregnancy, and it can be bad for both the baby and the mother. So the common symptoms to look out for is abdominal pain, a lot of vaginal bleeding, and shoulder pain. And I know sometimes it can look like a regular period, but no, be very careful, especially if you're trying for baby and if you're pregnant but you don't understand why you're going through these symptoms, right? So get to a medical professional and get them to treat you. So this will be treated like an emergency case, and it is an emergency. I started having my regular period on the regular time of my period, and it was the week of my birthday. Friday, I had like a knee pain. I couldn't walk, and I went to the clinic. I got like some medication. I thought it was just like I sprained my knee. I just like rested out. And then that weekend we flew down to KL to celebrate my birthday. My husband was planning everything out. It was my 30th. So beautifully done. Biggest suite with its own massage room. What the heck? A walk-in wardrobe and a dressing table. The living space is literally my entire house in Singapore. But throughout this whole celebration, I was having terrible mood swing, and I could not control myself from feeling this heaviness onto me. I had some spotting throughout my birthday that week. On my birthday, I went for a body massage and I started having heavier bleeding. So it was kind of weird to me, and I was telling my husband how it's not normal for me to bleed longer than 3 days because mine just stops at the 3rd day. It was starting to worry me, like it's 2 weeks now. It went from bleeding normal, spotting, bleeding heavily, and spotting, and again bleeding heavily. So it was such a weird cycle to me. So when I got back from KL, I went to work as usual, and at work I was having this terrible stomach ache. So I was thinking it's just a regular period symptom, like what is that to think about it. But as the day progressed, I still couldn't tahan the pain anymore. So I went to the clinic. The doctor said it's possible you're pregnant. So I was like, no way I'm pregnant. Why am I bleeding then, right? Then the doctor said, yes, you're pregnant. Go to the hospital right away because I cannot confirm if you're still pregnant. So there was a lot of going on in my mind. I wasn't really planning for a baby, but we were just like, if it happens, it happens. I didn't even tell my husband back then because when the doctor said I don't know if you're still pregnant, why would I excite my husband? And he's really been on to wanting a baby, but I'm not yet, and I'm neutral about it. So I was still holding on to that information. But I went to the A&E, it's called the Accident and Emergency Department. Some scanning done, they couldn't detect what it was, they couldn't find the embryo. We had 3 doctors to go through it. Finally, when they found it, it was a mass in my fallopian tube, the left side of my fallopian tube. After that, the doctors came and told us that highly likely it's an ectopic pregnancy. We're gonna keep you here and observe. Otherwise, if you're in a lot of pain and your bleeding gets heavier, we're gonna get you to do the surgery tonight and remove the fallopian tube. So for me, it was a lot of information to process because first, being pregnant was a huge surprise. Gonna lose my baby. There was a lot of emotion that was happening to remove my fallopian tube. Am I still able to make babies in the future? Will I still be able to have children in the future? These were the questions that were running in my mind as it was a very scary night to get through. The doctors were really patient and very empathetic. I had the surgeon came in to talk to me about
the whole process, and he said, we're gonna observe you first. The only reason they didn't want to do the surgery was because I seemed stable and I was not ready for a surgery. I wasn't mentally ready for being pregnant, going for surgery, removing a fallopian tube. I was not at all ready. I was admitted in the hospital the night, and then I must say my husband really took very good care of me. He kept calling me to check on me, and then I was realizing a lot of things, like I had knee pain. A lot of them I looked out for information on TikTok and YouTube, mentioned how they had the knee pain, and also like it made sense that I was having mood swings. And before I can process the miscarriage that I was going through, my body was already feeling it and it was begging me to rest. And it was during my birthday week, and I was just trying to have fun because I don't want to lose out, because I had no idea. I realized like how important it is to listen to your body. So the first night I stayed, it was all about observation, and I was being checked on time to time, and they draw blood to check my HCG level. HCG level is when you're pregnant. It doubles every day, I guess. Mine was under 300, so it was actually, my body was already rejecting the pregnancy. So for the second day I went for the formal ultrasound, and then they confirmed the embryo is in my left side of my fallopian tube, and I had a lot of bleeding. My body was rejecting it, so it was beyond me. My hormones were beyond me. I was actually in a dark place mentally. I'm so glad Niru was with me through it all. The third day they said you have to make a decision and it has to be fast. So they gave me like an hour or two to decide if I'm going to go for the injection or not. And then they said how if I do not decide within that hour, they're going to need to extend my stay and keep observing me to see how I'm progressing. That was the time I kept Googling. I couldn't find an answer. It wasn't like inspiring enough to just go for it, right? I found this lady, her channel is HEPA Family. She gave me a lot of relief and strength to just go through it. She had similar situation and she went for a methotrexate injection. That also inspired me to make this video because she helped me a lot. Back then, her 5-year-old video, it could help someone who's in my region. I took the injection. They observed me. I had like pounding headache progressively happening. It was more like a tension headache. And then they gave me Panadol, slept through. Second day, they observed headache, slept through. Early of the 4th day or 3rd day, I was discharged because my period was slowing down. I had little spotting, and they told me to come back every week to check the HCG level to see it's trending down, and it has been 0. So I have to go to the hospital every week to draw blood and check to see my HCG level getting to 0. We're finally getting discharged. Yay.
Yeah, I can see your nostrils very big. Oh my god.
Now that I'm completely done, cleared out, but I have to still go every once a month to go to my gynecologist and see how I'm progressing in my overall health. Yeah, and not just that, they also advised me not to attempt to make baby within the next 3 months, and so I have to wait until I have a regular period, and then 3 months later I'm free to do whatever I want. So the side effect from methotrexate didn't affect me much. I only had like headache. I took Panadol, went to sleep, and I was only prescribed Panadols to get through my days until the pain wears off. Apart from that, I had like dry skin around this area. I don't know why. I had like peeling and dry skin. I'm not so sure if it's from my skincare products or the methotrexate injection. It could possibly be from the injection because I've never experienced that before. I do feel tired time to time. I'm very lethargic, so I slowed down on my workouts. I'm resting more, and I'm being really well taken care of. Niru really took very good care of me during this time of recovery. And yeah, it is very important to have a support system for yourself. And that's about it. So I feel completely normal. Honestly, emotionally, I was kind of clueless. I don't know how to feel. I was feeling numb, but the more I spoke to family members and friends about it, I didn't feel alone. So it's very important to speak to your friends, family, or anyone you trust. Seek support groups. You can be in the chat group and just read up on people's experience and share your own experience to be able to get closure and feel like you're not alone, right? All of my relatives, my sister-in-laws, they sent me words of affirmation and even celebrated my birthday a month later because I wasn't able to celebrate it during my recovery period. Cheers, ladies! And my parents, they kept calling me and checking on me. I'm just so grateful for all of the love and support I have. One of my sister-in-law, she shared with me about the support group we have in Singapore. I will link them down below if you're interested to join. Awareness is very important. Make sure that you're aware that such a thing exists. I remember reading about it when I was in school, but growing up, nobody really talks about it, so you don't really think that this will happen to you. But it happens in 1 in 100 women, so it's quite common. The moment you learn that you're pregnant, go to your gynecologist, get it scanned, get it treated, and make sure that everything is okay and safe. There's no way to kind of prevent it. I read somewhere something that happens for giving some medication 2 generations ago, so it's still affecting some of us. But I'm not very sure about that. You cannot really prevent it, but you can be aware and get it treated. And it seems that once you have it, the possibilities of it happening again is a lot higher. So you have to be extra careful the next time you want to get pregnant and really plan it carefully with a gynecologist's assistance and guidance. As we wrap up today's video, I just wanted to take the time to thank you all for watching and listening to me, listening to my story. Ectopic pregnancy is a very challenging and misunderstood experience. I hope by sharing my story, create a more compassionate and informed community. If you found this video helpful, if you know someone who could benefit from this video, kindly consider sharing them. And if you have any questions, you can share your thoughts, your comments, your story down in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Let's continue supporting each other through difficult challenges and difficult times like this. And until next time, take care and stay strong. Love you all.